So, I decided to take my poetry book on the craft of writing poetry. I'm going to be taking it off Kindle Unlimited because I feel like people are using the fact that they can get my book for free on Kindle as a way of attacking me to hurt the paperback sales. So I wanted to talk about this 1-star review on my book, which is narcissistic. This person is literally attacking me. I will explain why his comment is narcissistic. Okay, so first off, he says everything in the book is endless confusion. That is narcissistic. We all know that a narcissist will say everything you do is wrong, nothing you do is right. That is narcissistic. There's no such thing as everything being in my book wrong if I actually used the lessons for my own work and my work was successful. So I think that Amazon should not allow his comment on here when he said it's just endless confusion through the whole book. Yet he knows that people can't see the whole book. So to me, that's actually manipulating the review system to get people to think that the whole book is messy. He says that he can mention poems that don't start as if it's interrupting people. That's a lie. Every single poem begins picking up a conversation, interrupting someone. Meaning, if you say something, then I can start talking with whatever I want to in relation to the subject. That would be interrupting. That is how every single poem begins, and there's no such thing as a poem not beginning that way. So he says he can name a bunch of poems that don't begin that way, yet he doesn't name one poem. Notice he say that he can, but he never mentioned one poem. So he's basically just generalizing and insulting my book, but not even showing how I'm wrong. He's saying that I'm wrong. He's saying that the book is very confusing, but he's not showing how it is. This is an example of someone trying to just hurt somebody else's sales. A review should not be this book just sucks, this book is just confusing, this book is just bad. I know how it's bad and I don't say how it's bad. He is literally just attacking my book. He says it's hard to take my book seriously because my poems have no punctuation. Yet poetry does not require punctuation. We know this from E. E. Cummings. We know this from other poets who do not use punctuation. E. E. Cummings is one of the most famous poets in the world, and he does not use punctuation. And my poems were published without punctuation. I did not have to use punctuation in my poem, which he puts in the 1 star. The Woman I Never Tell Anyone I Know is the title of my poem. He tries to use that poem as a bad example for a lesson in my book, yet that poem placed in the poetry, that poem placed at the poetry kit. A professor with a PhD in poetry chose my poem as a finalist. So if he's saying I'm wrong, he's saying the professor is wrong. The man who actually taught me. The professor who was my mentor. He has a PhD in poetry. He taught me how to write poetry, and I wrote this poem for the school contest, and I placed as a finalist. And this man is trying to make it seem like in his review that this poem need punctuation and this poem is not a good poem and all this other stuff, that it's not a good lesson poem. And I'm like, really? So you want to say a professor with a PhD doesn't know quality, a professor of poetry don't know quality poetry when he reads it. Okay? So then he says, I missed the reference for at least the punctuation, or at least, and it didn't really, I was confused by the reoccurring shift in punctuation and meaning for the sentence. Reoccurring for meaning of the sentence. First of all, poetry does not have to make sense. That's number one. Second of all, Poetry does not have to have a certain meaning. Okay? Poetry is supposed to be translated and you're supposed to get your own meaning from the work. So he's talking about dictile poetry, a type of poetry like Emily Dickinson writes, where she actually is focused on a certain meaning, like her poem about death. Poetry doesn't have to have a certain meaning. Poetry can be interpreted and translated and symbolic. He doesn't know symbolism. He doesn't want to use his brain to use the symbolism of my poem. So because he's not smart enough to translate my poem, he wants to try to say that he doesn't understand the meaning of my poem. Yet the professor with a PhD in poetry clearly understood the meaning of my poem, clearly knew I was using symbolism. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Look what he say. Perhaps the funny thing is he tries to say, he never says my work is bad, but he tries to say that my lessons aren't, my lesson, I don't even prove that I use the lessons with my work. He's trying to say, basically, he doesn't want to say my work is bad because it's not bad, but he's trying to say that the lessons didn't work for my work. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. He's trying to say that my lessons aren't good, yet my work is still good. There's impossible for my lessons to be bad and my work be good. So he's a complete contradiction, throughout his whole review. And the funny thing is, all my books with my poetry in it got 4 5 stars. Yet he did not give a review of those books. Yet he has the nerve to use my own poetry titles in his review. Notice he never posted my actual poems in his review. Why? Because he knows my work is good. So what he's trying to do, whoever this is somebody's attacking me. That's what he wants to do. He didn't even use any excerpts of my poems in his review because he knew that his toxic review would fall apart. He knew. He purposely avoided using any excerpts from my work. Purposely. This is what a narcissist is like. I'm letting y'all see what it's like to get a review from a narcissistic person. He's hiding the details. He's not even sharing the lessons in my book to support what he's saying. He's giving it an opinion, but he's not backing it up with an actual lesson from my book. He's saying it's endless confusion of my lessons, but yet he does not share any of my lessons in his review. Do y'all see what I'm saying? He's trying to make it seem like everyone should just trust his review without any evidence. Without any evidence. This person is under a fake account. Okay? He has no picture. They don't even have a picture on their profile. So whoever this person is, they just set up a fake account on Amazon with a fake picture just to write a very long-winded, completely negative review. He says nothing positive about my book. Nothing at all. What does that tell you? Now, if other people paid cold hard cash for my book, and this man has said nothing positive, not even that my work was good, which it is, because it's been published and paid for, and it's won awards. He don't even say my work was good. He's avoiding all positive critique, and he thinks someone's going to take his critique serious when he has nothing positive to say. But what get me is Amazon allowed someone to put a long-winded negative critique on my book. Long-winded. Saying there's endless confusion. As to say the whole book is trash without saying trash. Amazon would actually allow something like this. Okay? What this tells me is I don't want my books on Kindle anymore. What is the point? If people can just get a Kindle account and just sabotage other people's book sales and leave, what is the point? I'm going to put my books for cash sale so that if someone says they don't enjoy the book, I can just give them a refund. If they go to say I'm going to post a negative review, I'll give them a refund. So with that being said, I am unpublishing the book because obviously this person is mad that I'm a black woman, obviously, that I'm a black woman teaching poetry, because they damn sure did not quote none of my work. They only posted the titles. They did not post any excerpts of my work, which means they're trying to keep me from getting any sales. They're trying to make sure that no one sees the quality of my work to see that the book is good. The lesson book is good. He's trying to hurt the profits of my own individual poetry chapbooks as well. He says there is much better content out there for a slightly increased price. My book is literally free on Kindle. He didn't buy my paper version of my book. He got my book on Kindle for free. So he's saying for slightly more, he's saying you can get a better book for 50 cents. Is that what he's saying? No. He says so many problems with the content, but he doesn't say what all the problems are. That's the thing. He keeps saying endless confusion, so many problems. He's not mentioning none of these problems. He says, remember when you go hunting for a poem and you're right, your poem is going to start out where you interrupted the other person. He says, I'm so confused by this. Now, I don't see how that's confusion. I interrupted you. You talk about flowers and then I interrupt and I talk about flowers. That's pretty cut dry. There's nothing confusing about that line. And he thinks because he confused that every reader's going to be confused. He's a narcissist. Look, perhaps the biggest weakness is the lack of any evidence that her process or approach works through the reference to other poetry, other poets. It's all her own work. I'm allowed to use all my own work to prove that it works. I'm allowed to. He acts like there's something wrong with using my own work in my book. It's my book. I'm teaching. He acts like I gotta use other poets in my book. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. He sounds jealous. It sounds like a jealous person. And what get me is Amazon allowed this very long-winded, negative, generalized review. It's all confusion. It's all this. It's all messy this. I mean, to me, that's not a review. That's actually an attack. Because if I give a review, I'm going to show an example. I'm going to show how something didn't work in the book. I'm not going to say that the whole book was confusion. That's literally attacking the whole book as a whole. To me, that's trying to sabotage book sales. And Amazon is normalizing this type of behavior, which is disturbing. And I don't want my stuff on Amazon no more. Frankly, I don't. If this is how they're going to roll. If this is how they're going to roll. But what I noticed that he never went to my individual chapbooks and gave a 1-star review. He didn't give no review on my other books, on my individual poetry books. So what this tells me is he's trying to hurt my teaching sales. He's trying to make me think that I'm not qualified to teach it. Anybody that has success in writing is qualified to teach it. So he's not making any sense. That's like telling Picasso he's not qualified to teach Picasso art. That's like telling Hemingway he's not required or qualified to teach novel writing. That is ridiculous. He doesn't even make any sense with his review. I have all the poems that's in my book are published poems, awarded poems. He doesn't say nothing about that. He makes sure that nobody knows that all my poems in the book, that I clearly say they have been published by publishers. I have been paid for the work. They have won awards. They have placed in contests. He leaves all that out of the review. He wants people to think that I got no success in my work, so I'm not qualified to teach the book, teach it. With that being said, I'm going to unpublish this book entirely. And the next time I publish it, it will not be on Kindle Unlimited. It's off. Since people have a problem with black women teaching art, fine. I'm going to take it off of Kindle Unlimited and slap a fee on it so that everybody got to pay for it. And if my book wasn't worth being free on Kindle, free. He tried to say my book wasn't worth being free. That's how sick this man is. If my book wasn't worth it, why did someone take the book and sell the book? Sell the book and make hundreds of dollars off my book. No one makes hundreds of dollars off a stolen book if the book is not good. So I think it's the same guy that stole my book. I think he's the one that put that review on my book because he's mad that he got caught stealing my book. He's trying to sabotage my sales on Amazon because I caught him stealing my book. I know it's this dude. He's a narcissist to the core. Now, my problem is if someone's going to be that bold to leave a long-winded negative review of someone's book, why don't they say who they are? Why don't they have a profile pic? Why are they remaining anonymous? That means that this person wants to harass me, stalk me, insult my stuff, and they don't ever want me to know who they are. I don't like that Amazon doesn't require that everybody to be known. Everyone should be known who's reviewing your book, who is leaving reviews on your book. Back in the old days, if you put a review in the newspaper, everybody knew who you were. Everybody knew who you were. If you put a review in the newspaper on Hemingway's work, everybody knew your name. Everybody knew who you were. Nowadays, people can sabotage minorities' books, the books of minorities on Amazon, and hide who they are. This is the problem with America. This is the problem with America. Is that America allows people to attack people in secret, in weird disguises. And he obviously didn't want to show who he is because he doesn't want me to fire back. He doesn't want me to go look him up and expose who he is. He's a coward. Anybody got enough balls to write a long-winded negative review on someone, you should have balls enough to show who you are. And I know you're watching because you found my book. Whoever you are, you found my book through this channel because I didn't market my book anywhere else. You came to this channel, whoever you are, and you followed my book all the way to Amazon to attack it. You're sick in your damn head and you're a coward. You're a coward and you're still watching me. You're still watching me. Because you know you can't write. You're jealous. You're so busy watching my sales and watching my chapbook success that you're stalking me. That's why you got caught on Goodreads. Goodreads caught you under your fake account. This person continue to set up fake accounts and try to attack my books. This person is so jealous of me, it's sickening. The energy even feels demonic. If y'all read the comment on Amazon and you're psychic, you can feel how dark and demonic the person's energy is. This person feels bitter. They feel bitter as hell. This feels like this person got purity, hate in their heart. Their energy straight up stink in the comments. Endless confusion. There ain't no endless confusion. I literally have a whole section teaching literary devices, which is not confusing. Why didn't he mention that section? You coward. You coward who are watching me, who are stalking my books. Why didn't you mention that section? There's a whole section in the book talking about using literary devices. He made sure he didn't mention that. He stayed away from saying anything positive about the book because he's evil. Whoever you are who is watching me and one-star bombing my books, you know you can't write, you know you're jealous as hell, and you probably hate black women. That's your problem. You're sick in your damn head. You probably racist. That's who the F you are. That's who the hell you are. Stop stalking my books. You're creepy as hell. It even says, look, the term one-star bombing, minorities are getting one-star bombed with their books on the apps. Okay. It's happening to a lot of minorities on these apps, on Amazon. And then they want to say, oh, they broke the purchase. He got, getting a book on a Kindle Unlimited is not a purchase. If you have a Kindle Unlimited account, you didn't buy that book. You didn't personally buy that book. You just got the book under your Kindle Unlimited. Man, this is crazy. I reported the person's review because I feel like they was just generalizing, saying endless confusion. That's a lot of generalization of a book, negative generalization, and it sounds like it's trying to hurt my sales. It's ridiculous. Now I see why there's a lot of people that refuse to publish their work on Amazon. Now I see why a lot of minorities are not doing self-publishing now. I think it's time for minorities to stop doing self-publishing. Because I think that people are using it to sabotage our growth. Yeah. And then I tried to report their review through my phone, and it says I can't. That's weird. Very weird. So I'm sitting here. I don't even want my books on there no more. I would rather take all my books off Kindle. Because I feel like if people are going to attack minorities' books on Amazon, why even put them on Kindle Unlimited? Why even make them Kindle Unlimited? People can just go on there with their Kindle account, with their Kindle Unlimited account, and find somebody black and attack their stuff. What is the point? Frankly, I'm sick of it. So I unpublished my book, y'all. I'm done. I'm not even gonna publish my next book on Kindle. I think I'm gonna go somewhere else. I don't want no more books on Kindle. And I'm upping the price, and I'm taking all my books off of Kindle. Telling you, if you're a minority, don't do Kindle Unlimited. Don't do it, y'all. Like, for real. People are abusing the Kindle Unlimited system. Because that was ridiculous. Hi, everybody. I was on earlier. So I wanted to talk directly to the person who is stocking my books. You're wasting your time, okay? I'm still writing. I'm still making it. I'm still going to get published. I'm still going to get my money. It's my destiny, okay? I'm still seeing abundant numbers. I still got people willing to pay me to teach them. I've been hired to teach people poetry. It's still coming through, okay? You didn't stop one monkey. You're a monkey. It didn't stop no show. Whoever you wicked people are that's trying to hurt my book sales. It's never going to stop. I'm never going to stop writing. You're never going to stop me. I've been doing this since I was a little girl. I'm unstoppable. It's my destiny. North Node, baby. It's my destiny. It's my fortune. Libra rising, boo. I'm not stopping. I see myself as a writer. Libra rising, baby. I'm going to keep on working with these pens. So you might as well just give it up. Give it up. Okay? My mother was a writer. My father was a writer. I'm genetically born as a writer. Period. My mother was a good poet. My father was a good poet, and he had a degree in publishing. I come from poets, writers, and magicians. It's still this show gonna go on. Period. Okay, it's in my natal chart. Chosen to be a writer. Chosen. Instead of worried about me, instead of trying to block my abundance, why don't you go ahead and find out what the hell you're meant to do? Because every time somebody try to come for my writing life, something happens to them. Right before my eyes, because it's my destiny to be a writer. It's in my natal chart. And it's in my fame house. It's in all of that. Okay? It's in my North Node, my rising. I'm fated to write books. And every time anyone come for me with that, they suffer. People offline is suffering because they can't get in my way with writing. Somebody came in my writing room and shouted something disrespectful while I was writing and had something negative to say. And guess what? They collapsed. Not soon after they collapsed, they ended up in the ER. When somebody's doing their destiny, they're protected. So leave me alone or you're going to keep suffering. Writing is one of the master key to all my breakthroughs. All of it. And when you attack my writing, that means you attack my health, you attack my money, you attack my sleep, you attack my heart chakra, you attack my social life, everything, which means you getting all up in my way, and the Creator going to have to come for you. See, that's how destiny work. When somebody's been all mastering what the main part of their destiny and somebody gets in the way, that's trying to block their whole life. If you try to block my writing life, you're trying to block my entire life. And you are putting a curse on your family. Generational curses on your family by doing that. People need to learn how energy works, how the universe works. Find your purpose and stop trying to attack mine. And I'm talking to the person that set up the fake accounts on Goodreads. That's why Goodreads deleted your accounts. See, I told them what you did and you got your accounts deleted because the universe has to protect me, period. And I still sold my poetry book on the craft of writing poetry. Somebody just bought it last month, boo. Somebody just bought it cold hard cash. Cold hard cash. So you didn't stop no show. Now, that's what you get. I still got my first year sales. I still got it, boo. You played yourself. Now, I could break my book down in pieces and resell it in parts, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And sell it that way and still get my money 3 different ways. There's nothing you could do to stop me. Only you can't even kill me to stop me, because I'm gonna come on back in another life and do it again. I did this in my past life. I learned it in my past life so that I can do it in this life. And I'm going to keep doing it. Instead of being jealous, why don't you sit up there and ask me how I do it? And I know these witches are jealous because they purposely did not quote any of my work. You're not quoting none of my work. You know why you're not quoting none of my work? You're not quoting none of my work is because you don't want nobody to see how good I am. That's what it is. You're jealous. I probably type faster than you too. That you jealous of that. You wish you could. You was on my YouTube channel 5 years ago. And you saw my breakthrough on my YouTube channel and got jealous as hell. Thought you was stopping somebody's money. But guess what? Right after you put that review on Amazon, I got $35,000, boo. Straight $35,000 on a side hustle. Not 9 to 5 job. So you didn't stop. I still got my money. You thought you stopped my book sales with your little toxic review? Guess what? Less than 2 years later, I got $35,000 and over $10,000 in tips. Not at a 9 to 5 job, on a side hustle. You played yourself. So don't you look stupid. And publishers were buying my poetry that same year. And I placed in contests and awards. So you played yourself. You didn't stop nothing. Stop wasting your precious time. Stop wasting your precious time. The pen gonna go on, and I'm gonna keep on getting my success in teaching, whether you like it or not. Tired of these people always thinking they're gonna block somebody by their negative reviews. You ain't blocking nothing. People gave negative reviews of Hemingway, and he still got his Nobel Prize, didn't he? He's still getting his prizes. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when my next prizes come through? The fire horse energy come through into this year, and I get my next set of prizes. What you gonna do? Like, what you gonna do when my next breakthrough come in writing? Nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing, because there ain't gonna be nothing you can do. You probably Googling my writing success, all irritated because you couldn't stop it. Ooh, I know my book sitting on Amazon getting 5 stars. I know it's irritating your demons. You thought that little trifling review, you think you hurting my biggest money. I'm going to make sure she don't get to teach nobody to get money. I don't need to teach nobody to get money. My book, my poetry sale. I don't need to do that other stuff. So you look stupid. That's why at this point, I ain't doing Kindle Unlimited. Now let me see what you do. I ain't doing no Kindle Unlimited. Little demon is watching me. I ain't doing no Kindle Unlimited. I'm putting a price tag on my book so that if anybody got a problem with my book, they can just get their damn money back and kick rocks. Period. Period. Yep. Period. Now, what you gonna do when I post all my books for sale? What are you gonna do in National Poetry Month? How you gonna stop me next month? Are you gonna write all the publishers? You think they want to hear your mouth? No. Can't stop the publishers from paying me for my work. They already have. They already have, and they're going to keep on paying me for it. Y'all, your little stupid mouth don't mean nothing to these publishers. They know good work when they see it. They know good work when they see it, bruh. You wasting your time. All right, y'all. I'm going to head on out. These witches always think they stopping something, and then they get shook when they see you still getting it. I'm still getting it. I still look good. I still look good. I'm still doing it here. Y'all. Stop watching me and go get your bag up. For real. Yo, I feel like singing. Whenever I'm dealing with these demons, let me see. Let me go ahead and sing up in their ear. Because that's what they doing. Let me go watch her. I wonder what she been doing. Let me get my cards out. Let me watch her energy. I don't care because I'm still getting it. I feel like doing some singing, y'all. I think I'm going to start a new video. I was thinking about singing some Toni Braxton. Because I know it's a female doing it too.
Riverside, the fastest way to go from idea to episode. Record your podcast solo or with guests.
You know I made him leave.
When you finish recording,
did you know he'll always stay with me? I don't want that one. He wasn't man enough for me. Yeah, whoever you are, dude, you're not man enough for me. So stay off my Amazon.
Dog Child. Toni Braxton.
Who you think I am? Don't you know that he was my man? But I chose to let him go. So why you act like I still care about him? Looking at me like I'm hurt, when I'm the one who said I didn't want it to work. Don't you forget I had him first. Stop blaming me. He wasn't man enough for me. Now here's your chance. I've already had your man. Just where he's been. Now it's time you know the truth. I think he's just a man for you. Did you know about us back then? Did you know girlfriend? I'm not thinking about him. Did you know he begged to stay with me? Yes, I know. Didn't he tell you the truth? If not, then why don't you ask him? Then maybe you can be more into him instead of worrying about me. And hopefully you won't mind all the reasons why his love you didn't count, but why we couldn't work it out. He wasn't man enough for me. Now here's your chance. Don't you wonder just where it's been? Let's do it again. I'm talking. This song is for that demon that's hating on my books. The way you act like I still care about him, looking at me like I'm hurt, when I'm the one who said I didn't want it to work. Don't you forget I had him first. Stop blaming me. He wasn't man enough for me.
Don't know,
Now here's your chance.
don't you wonder just where